actually, this god kind of goes crazy with this build, and that's going to be the thing that wins it. Sometimes it's just who figures that out. Sometimes
okay, so we got audio.
For all that, we'll have to figure it out. The team they're going up against, Smoke Break,
has
been here
and of
a
course,
while now. Worth noting,
Twitch,
there's something different.
As ever.
You might not recognize as a player on Smoke Break.
Dashboard.
Because he wasn't on Smoke
Just
Break.
resets. It's like Elite Dangerous.
No. He is someone who is stepping in. Also,
not the game I'm playing.
MEA, so stepping in. A little weird.
What have you done to my dashboard? Oh, no, Stream Manager.
Leon there with E-Chrome. Sap7, Johnny, Benko, Deathwalker. It's just what you got coming for him. It is a solid team.
Yeah, and I think looking at this team and seeing this team, most of their shot calls and stuff come from Deathwalker. Now that they have a different support here, like nothing against Silence, phenomenal player.
And then pause that stream.
It's always what's brought up. Now that you have both sides,
I'm not streaming.
It's not going to be
I'll go vertical.
Playing along with Deathwalker Benko when he's making his.
It's been a while since I streamed. I had a big old break. Right, YouTube's
and now it opens up
normal is live.
How they're able to play,
how they're able to
play around the map. And
I still haven't got a combined chat, have I?
Think beyond anything else,
kind of.
Team Risk has not played against this iteration of Smoke Break. It was eye silence every time that they played against him.
Yeah, so this is going to be something that, like you said, it's going to be a different, not just iteration,
pause
but
that as well.
Experience for the players. I'm actually really, really interested to see this because it does feel like we've seen this, and we've listened in on comms. Sometimes there's that discussion of like, hey, you need two people, your jungler and your support, because like they're everywhere. Yeah. They're the ones that are going to be involved.
The mini chat for what's it?
Teams where it's just like, hey, shut up, listen, and do it right, and it changes the dynamic of the squad. We'll have to find out how it is, and who better to talk to than Leon himself to see how things are going there in the Smoke Break booth.
Hey guys, welcome. We talked with the support over on Team Risk. Now let's talk with the support on Smoke Break. Leon standing with me, subbing in for Smoke Break and coming up big time and making it to LAN as well. Short time for you to prepare, but everybody seems comfortable. Your chemistry all seems good in here. Vibes are up. Are you coming in confident? You feel prepared?
Prepared? That's an interesting word to use. But we're coming in. We're all good vibes. We've known each other for many, many years. So I think we could definitely, go for a run here.
For sure, and if there's one thing I know for sure about you in particular...
Okay, so I got chats visible, I got YouTube video,
you did play a lot
whatever.
of Smite leading up earlier on
visible.
In the Founders Series LAN for sure. Now,
I'm not doing VR.
You guys watch the games today, any of that
close
affect
that.
your strategy, or are you coming in just kind of locked in?
And pause that.
I think we're coming in locked in on what we want to do. We have like 70 little notes worth of picks and bans, so I think we're ready.
Oh, great.
Huge. I mean,
What's an update?
Notes is plenty of big notes. I guess last thing, a lot of positivity.
Just
from the
did
other
it yesterday.
A lot of respects from Genetic in particular. Anything you want to say towards the other side before we get started?
Good luck, have fun, and let's just have a good time. Let's just put on a show.
Awesome, love that. We'll
and
see
checking, it's like, no, it doesn't need an update. And then, of course, by the time you get there, it does.
One thing, first off, again, playing their own game, right? And that's going to be something, actually, maybe for Smoke Break, more important than anything when you've got a new support jumping in. The other thing that we talked about on Smite Too Long Didn't Watch, I feel like it's just been mentioned, looking at this team.
I used to watch Smite,
it's kind of
and it turns out that went to try and catch up on how the Pittsburgh Knights were doing, and no, they're not. And actually, 2019 appears to have been the last Smite Pro League that was played. When I was catching up, it was definitely more recently than that I was watching it. But I was watching other series, and I might have watched the 2019 one, but didn't watch it for a couple of years. And then it turns out it hasn't actually been going, so I haven't really missed anything. So fair enough.
But then you look at Smoke Break's lineup and you're like, okay, well, it kind of makes sense that this is a team that could win. It also makes way more sense.
If I remember the names well,
right? This is a lane team. This is
I'm not sure who was in Smoke Break. Have they shown that?
But Deathwalker on LAN is just different. Benko
I was setting stuff up.
It's just what you got coming.
I don't recognize them too much. I'm thinking I like the name Team Risk, and I recognize some of the players. Although Polar Bear Mike was a pretty good player in a pretty good team before, I don't like the team with 5 M's team name, or the fact that they're after the money. So, even if they turn out to be the best, then I'm just not going to support them.
It can now be E-Crom and Elion getting involved with Johnny coming to their side of the map.
But I've got to at least watch the knockouts before I decide.
And most importantly, I think beyond anything else, Team Risk has not played against this iteration of Smoke Break. It was eye silence every time that they played against him.
Yeah, so this is going to be...
I did have 40 minutes on Smite 2 the other day, played one match against AI. Didn't finish it because it got too late. Hopefully I'll be able to finish this one. And I played as... What's your name? Girly. Wasn't Vendetta. It was something along those lines, though.
Do it right, and it changes the dynamic of the squad. We'll have to find out how it is.
We'll pause
the
Grand Theft Auto Enhanced. I did have normal Grand Theft. I think it just free upgraded me to the enhanced version.
With the support on Smoke Break, Leon standing with me, subbing in for Smoke Break and coming up big time and making it to LAN as well. Short time for you to prepare, but everybody seems comfortable.
Didn't have any problems with the X12, so.
Vibes are up. Are you coming in confident? You feel prepared?
Prepared. That's an interesting word to use. But we're coming in. We're all good vibes. We've known each other for many years, so I think we could definitely, go for a run here.
You go for a streaming hat. It's kind of warm day, so I don't think I'll go with the streaming hat. I did wear it into town today, so I don't get a sunburned head. Ended up having a cool 15-minute chat with another guy who had steampunk goggles on his hat. His hat was better than mine. My goggles were 20p from the charity shop. My hat was 50p from the charity shop.
I think we're coming in.
He had a nice little leather hat. He wasn't a steampunk guy.
So I think we're ready.
You make stuff and told him about the staff. I didn't have my staff with me. He makes metal flowers and leather flowers, and he made his own steampunk goggles. That's cool. Name was Nigel. Seemed like a nice guy.
Just have a good time.
Good chat. Didn't exchange any details or anything. Maybe we'll bump into each other again.
And back over to you, Desk.
One thing, first off, again, playing their own game, right? And that's going to be something, actually, maybe for Smoke Break, more important than anything when you've got a new support jumping in. The other thing that we talked about on Smite Too Long Didn't Watch, I feel like it's just been mentioned, looking at this team, Team Risk, it's kind of expected. Yeah, you guys have been winning. You're doing so great. Of course, if you win, it's not that big of a surprise because that's kind of been the pattern. Smoke Break was kind of a surprise to get here in general.
A little bit.
They weren't necessarily bad. They just weren't top three. We even mentioned it. Giovanni Giorgio getting
That's too warm.
From EMEA.
No hat.
Was what caught everybody by surprise. It was a team that had been doing so well. It was like the number 2 seed, I think, going into playoffs. But then you look at Smoke Break's lineup and you're like, okay, well, it kind of makes sense that this is a team that could win. It also makes way more sense. I'm scared because they're in the booth, right? This is a LAN team. This is you know from experience, but Deathwalker on LAN is just a different beast.
I'm only going to be playing against AI, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to be super watching the match.
Witnessed it, played against it, got smoked by
Apart from when I'm dead, which will be frequent.
But yeah, this is a team that...
I should probably click the button for login, right?
They really pop off when it comes to LAN. And I think when you have a very good commer and somebody who's a very good team player, team element, plays really good.
Joust versus AI. That'll be fine.
Getting that on the LAN.
Got a red dot.
You get a good play. You have this guy next to you.
Should I try someone else, or should I go for same again? Nemesis, that was it.
Wait, can we do this? Is this momentum?
See, not Vendetta, but it is enemy type. So Nemesis is a specific enemy. Vendetta is a specific target kind of thing. Well, not target, but more of a reason of vengeance, whereas Nemesis is a anti-person. Neath, I think that might be the one that was in the tutorial, and ranged, I do quite like poking from range, and if that was who I was playing at, who the tutorial was about. Yeah. Rebound away.
You just beat the best team in Smite. Even your worst case scenario of a 2-0 feels like it's going to be progress. You get a couple games under your belt and you're looking at the horizon. And depending on if you're looking at your past sets against them, you're kind of like, well, you know what, maybe that's to be expected.
Ooh, the arrow roots enemies. That could... I might have to try playing as her. Damage and slow. I'll have to keep an eye out on this Weaves thing. Charge of fire and air across the world. Okay, that's a nasty little assassination thing as well. Oh, I do have to unlock. I could... Let's unlock her.
They just have a different level to them. I think this might be I mean, just a treat to watch. Like, this is going to be, I think, one of the most memorable sets of the Founders.
I don't know what the time is that.
Hopefully they live up to it. It just does.
Okay, so she was playable. So I'm guessing if you don't have a god unlocked, then they have certain gods that are like on a timer. You've got access to them for a while. Give them a try.
That would affect this matchup in particular.
I mean, I think
what about
the few changes Poseidon being
There's no description of what the electric thing does, though.
There's multiple different things that can change how this game
Oh, great for
goes.
new players.
One,
okay.
Having a new support that's got a different style than Silenced just instantly makes this game different. It makes this team a different team to play against.
Okay, the red dot is the one that I just bought? Or was she just temporarily available anyway?
Like a Kepri or something like that. This is still just a team that, though the gods haven't changed a ton, Poseidon is still a newer god. Very low cooldowns, very good character. There's just like this air of we don't know entirely what they're going to do. Whether it's with gods or with starts. We've seen some weird starts where it's
I don't have gems, so I guess I won't be getting any of those.
And then teleports over to duo side to get that lead. Will they look for something like that? It's up in the air because there's different ideas floating. And it's more than just gameplay. It's ideas.
I'm not going to worry about items yet.
Probably his entire team does. Whether it's
I know that it makes a huge difference.
He's an NA player. EMEA players are less aggressive than NA players usually are. Is there going to be more aggressive plays? Is Ekrom and Andy going to look for that invade? I don't know why I keep saying Andy. Elion going to look for invades or something like that.
This might surprise you. He is Andy.
That's his name. That's his name. It's like saying Deathwalker. Like, I want to say Benko, but like I feel like most people.
So you have to level up their mastery to get.
I asked him about that at one point. I learned Benko apparently is just like his name.
Yeah, it's his name.
Yeah, let's not worry about any of these either.
He's like, so yeah, like Deathwalker or Benko, like they're both accurate. So just call me what you want. And he's like, I don't really care. And I'm like, oh, okay. No,
we go for that single lane joust versus AI.
That guy for however many years and never looked at the name, as it turns out. It is so. I think. I don't even know which matchup I want to like break into because it feels like Genetics and Leon is a big one. Deathwalker Variety, like that is a classic matchup for EMEA solo. But you know, Johnny, Lasber, like the jungle, especially the impact we've seen jungles have today, and kind of just in general. It does feel like Loki's at the top of the conversation. Johnny's got kind of a fierce Loki. Yep. Like, those things go hand in hand. And the last time I saw Lasbra, I think he was like, he played a lot of Odin in the jungle and was more facilitator for the rest of the team as opposed to being like the guy to carry. Yeah,
he's a big Fenrir guy too. And Fenrir at this point is fine, but he's not that top tier jungler that he was when Lasbra was kind of dominating playing it. Odin, slightly weaker also. I mean, if we look at these past few sets, Loki is probably one of the strongest gods in the game. I think you're 100% right, saying that there's a threat with Johnny on Loki. There's not the same.
Of course, I don't particularly. Haven't been watching enough. I know that a little bit. Maybe there's some tiny background knowledge.
Johnny or Lasbra.
But obviously, I haven't played Smite 2.
And he was doing
it. I've only watched 2 matches of Smite 2. Well, 1.5 matches.
Johnny will play it, and I think that goes to like
penetrating basics. I'm gonna go for the basics.
He's never really been a big Poseidon player. Yeah. He plays more like Hecate is a god that he likes. That god is something we'll see. Cuckoo's a god that he plays that really nobody else plays. Sap kind of plays everything, and Sap will play Poseidon. Poseidon's really good right now.
I'll take that.
So maybe there's a little bit of an advantage there also for Smite.
No, I'll take the Phantom Shell.
Now they have the Poseidon.
No, I'll take the...
I mean, who's the best Yemoja that we've ever seen? It's probably Genetics. That's a god that is really dominant in the meta right now. Elion can play it, obviously. There is just a different level to a lot of these characters and how they're going to play and who they play. And so when we go eventually get into P's and B's, where's the prio going to be? We've already seen Yemoja dominate games. We've seen Poseidon mid and solo dominate games. So it's where's the prio going to be? Loki even too.
Yeah. Man, actually, that's a really good conversation because I feel like for one of these teams, you know, I mean, when I look at Leon, he can play Yemoja just fine, right?
Oh,
I have no doubts really in any god that he's going to log in. But when I look at this team and I look at their identity, I do feel like, you know, you're kind of on the money where it's probably going to be Johnny, maybe Sap kind of prioritized, not maybe because they need it, but because those gods are good
They're
right
so
now,
good on them
and
too.
it just works. Whereas if you told me Team Risk was going to first pick a Yemoja, I wouldn't even bat an eye twice at it. Like,
nope.
oh yeah, Genetics is playing Yemoja. I'm sorry for the other team, right? Like, it's just a miserable experience to be against them. I know a lot of people, especially players, my favorite description of another support is they're just annoying. And that's how you know they're doing their job.
Oopsie. Me, Dad.
Where it's like, it's just someone who is just constantly causing you trouble and stopping your backs, and they just make the game harder for you to play. And I feel like that is hand-in-hand genetics on the Yemoja, so something that I think is maybe going to be highly prioritized.
That's really what I think. They're not going to give genetics Yemoja. I would be surprised if it's let it through, let alone like let's let it through and then first pick it. I think that's just the god where usually your first ban is just a god that you don't want to play against, and you don't really want to first pick it. And I think that really is Yemoja on the side of Smoke Break. I could see them never really first picking it, and I don't really think they want to play against it. And on the opposite side, I think it's Loki for Johnny. I don't think you want to play Loki, and I don't think you want to play against Loki. And with how the current like meta is playing out so far, I mean, genetics said the meta determines later into the tournament when you start winning a little bit. Yeah, and we've seen a little bit of forming, because we've seen a couple teams win. But Loki loses like this first game. Do they go? Do they?
Yeah. Do you go back?
Do you go back to it? Do you switch it up? It's gonna be. I mean, this first picks and bans is gonna decide a lot. So I'm just really excited to see it.
I was gonna say yap no further, but then I realized that we're still gonna be yapping. It's just now we're gonna be yapping over picks and bans. So we jump into a Team Risk versus Smoke Break. Of course, you know what?
Okay, didn't know they had a grab.
Your middle tower. Also fantastic.
So that was Ymir? No, Thanatos.
See, the Morgan gets banned out by Team Risk. Maybe not as surprising. It gets their first enemy here. Has been slain. It gives you kind of that option. And Odin banned on the other side. And again, that was something that Lasper was playing a lot. And instead we skip over for the Jingwei up top, which is a little, that's the first time we've seen her that high.
And this is like
in like 2 months.
Yeah. Last time we saw this high was the EMEA tournament where she was getting first picked by the EMEA teams. So Team Risk kind of going back to that, locking in that Jingwei, and Smoke Break going for the Fenrir. And this is now only the second Fenrir that we've seen, and I've not really been that impressed with it. It's a surprising high prio pick. I wouldn't mind it lower, but I feel like it's almost a little bit too much prio. But you're playing against Lasba, maybe it's like we have to take this away from Lasba now.
Yeah. For a while, he was like the best comp, right? Like, and there was no contest. And I know earlier you were asking. Actually, you kind of asked everybody, like in their opinion, who's the best right now. And I think you've got some similar answers, mostly a lot of different ones, which is actually probably a good sign. A lot of Sobex. Fenrir used to be the unequivocal, if you didn't say that, you didn't know what you were talking about. But you've got them both. We'll have to see how it goes, especially against a target like Zeus. So the changes to Zeus in Smite 2, for those who haven't played them or maybe are unaware, but has a little bit more movement speed, so it's a little more survivable than what you would expect. Also, he'll just kill you sometimes. And he's locked in alongside that Ama. Hell, and I was really excited. I was gonna beat my throw. I was like, Bobby, they locked it in. Here it is, but it's Kern and Yemoja that get locked in here for Smoke Break. Again, really good lineup, it feels like, for both squads so far.
It was a waste.
I was almost going to say the Smoke Break P's and B's has been flawless so far. Everything on the CC damage. My only small issue now is that you need a mid lane hyper carry that can, if it goes late, can just one shot or can be very effective. And I mean, Chalk locked in here, depending on what this last pick is, potential Poseidon. Baron, last pick by Team Risk. You know I'm a Baron hater. I think he's so broken, so this last pick value from that Baron is insane. But if we get a very hyper carry mage last picked here by Smoke Break, I cannot say that this comp is better. I love it.
I have to look in how to actually do like shopping next time.
What's funny is, for a while I was with you, I was a Baron hater, but for the opposite reason. Like, he kept getting locked in, and then he'd just lose every game, and I got so tired of watching it. But it feels like things have changed, right? And that's the big difference maker. I am a little curious because, with the Ama, the Chalk, the Baron, I'm going to assume genetics probably on the Baron, right? And then Ama, Chalk over on the right lane. I mean, where do they send some of these gods? Because we've seen every single one of them at some point, including today, flex around.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of flex potential, and that's part of the strength of Team Risk. But I think you put that Baron in support and match it up with the emotes, which is what I wanted the Latam team, Malvernus, last game to do. I think they'll do that. I think Chalk just has more value slightly in the jungle over the Ama. I wouldn't really mind either way. But Gore, I'm going to go to the limb here. I think Smoke Break is going to win game 1. I am a massive fan of this comp. And I think Team Risk, I mean, I said it last time on the desk, last set. I really don't like Chalk. I really don't like Ama in the jungle. I like both of these gods in the solo lane, but I don't like them in jungle. I think Fenrir has so much more value.
One thing you were talking about was like for Chalk, you were even saying in solo he's crazy. Like he's above and beyond, just better. And so going into the jungle, it's going to be really interesting for Team Risk. If that's the route they opt to go. Ama in the jungle, though, because we did see that earlier. Like, is it better than Chalk in the jungle?
It's almost a coin flip, Gore. Like,
50-50 to see what you get.
Yeah, I don't really care either way. You may have even talked into it a little bit where, like, Chalk is so broken in solo. I would rather, even if I think he's slightly better in jungle than Ama, just give me Chalk in solo. My issue with Ama is that no hard CC, she farms fine, and late game she'll kind of go into like a pseudo solo late game build. But like, if Team Risk is taking fights, where's their CC?
I got one!
A Baron 3, which is not instant, or Baron ult, which is not instant. It is Zeus stun, which lasts 0.7 seconds. It is Ama silence, or the really delayed stun, or Chalk knockup. All of this is reactable. You compare to the other side, or we have Sobek, unreactable pluck for the most part. Same with the 2. You have Fenrir, stun on the jump, and then you have.
Oh, cool! You can jump over the things then. I didn't know that.
CC.
Probably shouldn't have, because I'm assuming that the dude's healed.
Gore, I could just talk about the smoke break comp for so long. I love what they've crafted, and they really needed a comp this good to go up a team as good as Team Risk. But I'm worried about Team Risk's comp with they have really no great early game strength. They don't have a good ganker. Their dual lane 2v2 is mediocre at best. Their solo laner goes even because it's probably playing against a Sobek. There is big players and weaknesses for Team Risk. And you know, you can't count them out because they're so good.
It's so hard. And much like what you're doing where you're just like, it feels like Smoke Break and like you said, maybe necessarily put everything that they can. They've stacked the odds in their favor. And it's still this weird conversation because it's like, yeah, but it's Team Risk. You've got the better draft. It feels like your team fight's going to be better. Your early game's going to be better. You've got great players for LAN, but it's Team Risk.
Yeah. And the more, like, looking at both of these comps, there's, like, small things that
go, run.
Last game we had the CERN build, which was full damage. It's just not as good. The strength of CERN right now is that he can build into, like, a Braggies, into a Sunbeam Bow, and then he can build pretty tanky. I mean, we saw it with Cyclone Spin. Berserkers and Shifter Shield and a Warrior's Axe, and he was still one-shotting anybody that was diving. So I hope that's the build on CERN, because if that's the build on CERN, Poseidon is so fast and there's no CC on the side of Team Risk. Once it gets to team fights, I don't know how Team Risk, outside of a Zeus massive ultimate, or Jingwei just being so fed out of her mind and 1v5, I really don't know how they're going to just out-team fight. The issue is, and I keep going back to this, it's Team Risk. Streak has been able to 1v5 before on Jingwei. This Fatalis, this is CA7 Fatalis core, this is broken Fatalis, this is broken Jingwei with Fatalis. So there is potential to 1v5 with your Streak. So there's always that chance, but I just love this team.
I know I've seen a few people, and maybe it's the CA8 conversation they're having when we're playing on CA7, but I know I've seen a lot of people talking about the fact that Jingwei, how she is, kind of wants you to go and lean into crit, but her crit has been lately anyway, so I feel like that's something we actually saw. I want to run it back. 1v2 at the very first set, where it was like, hey, one of these guys is gone pin, gone for the chin size, and is just beating you down. The other one's got crit and is not doing enough. We have to find out how this is going to go. And now, without further ado, we jump into it. Game number 1, Team Risk and Smoke Break.
Hello indeed, and oh man, I've been looking forward to this one non-stop. Team Risk versus Smoke Break. Team Risk on your order side, Smoke Break on the Chaos side. A couple names I want to point out. Purple Orb is Genetics, and DSQ, that's the only bit of it I'm saying, that's going to be Sap 7. And Lermy, ever since we got put on this one, I've had this one marked, circled, I was sending it more last night. I've been so looking forward to it.
This is going to be sick. I know that they chatted it up on the desk all about this support matchup indeed, and it certainly has done quite a bit for I think across the board.
Yeah, a little bit, huh?
Honestly, I'm in the same boat, I won't lie to you. Like, Team Risk has the name advantage here, I think, through and through. But when it comes down to it, you really got to make sure that you're protecting those carries. I mean, we've been talking about how Feeks is an incredible farmer, but the thing is, he's playing Zeus. And if I'm a Zeus against a, sorry, let's count him, Sobek, Emoja, Fenrir, even Poseidon, I'm shaking my sandals, I guess. But regardless, Benko here going to get bullied out a little bit. That is one advantage that this Chalk does have over in the solo lane. Just a lot of pressure compared to poor old Sobek, who is trying his best to proxy.
Yeah, get it the heal. This is a bit dangerous for Benko. Got to play this a bit careful, especially with that Amaterasu kind of nearby. But for now, it's just the run around. We'll see if the Yama eventually comes over or Benko just continues to go for this runaround proxy. And that will be a walk away from Variety. So Benko will be okay to get the farm out, and it works out, if not just a little bit awkward. That's a newer start. We've seen a few variations so far today, but I think it's the first ring around the shock that we've seen.
Ring around the shock.
I don't know if my team are actual people or just AI. I know the enemy are AI, but I think we should try and push for a finish.
And that just seems to be kind of a benefit for Thunder was actually also used there by Variety. You gotta make sure that that buff is going, but over in Duo, we're getting real aggressive real fast.
Blink forward for me, Chrome and Streak Up will go down. First blood over the way. Smoke break. That's a really good start to go up against the #1 seed. Come out of the gate with a first blood and doing it that clean. Really good use of the blink too from the CERN. Not going Warrior's Axe, going that Cowl. So a different start, but same kind of damage. That's for sure. Johnny and Lasbro, a little bit of a tussle. Lasbro will take the most poke, and Johnny can turn and look towards Duo.
Yeah, Lasbro's kind of still there considering the speed was on the buff belt there. And across the board, I think both sides are now kind of at a point where it's all about contesting these middle camps. But considering that kill over on the left-hand side, that's going to be some easy pressure over for this Yemoja and Pernos. And like Bobby was saying, this is a tough matchup for the Team Risk duo lane, just not as much pressure as the Yemoja, who famously, with her Omi, is able to just cast and cast and cast. Better without like scaling, but across the board, we're hoping to see a little bit as we go forward through this game.
Yeah, I thought that might happen.
And it's funny you mention it because that is the case for Jingwei, and through the whole Founder series, it feels like Jingwei was the go-to hyper carry ADC for the majority of it, aside from maybe Soul towards the beginning. But so far today, Jingwei's been having a tough time. Zeke's in trouble, but not quite enough to worry about dying quite yet. So I just wonder if Jingwei will have a bit of a resurgence in this set with these two high-caliber teams, because so far it's kind of been looking like Cernanos' world, and we're living in it.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, he's just a great hybrid scaler, right? I think there is just an inherent advantage when you have the hybrid scaling. Makes you kind of have double the options more or less of what you go into. And like they were talking about on the desk, I mean, Braggy Farm is just a good item for pressure. We've been seeing a lot of Sunbeam Bow, which most recently got a change to give it some of that hybrid.
Got that G thing, which I think is something to do with
so nice when it comes to
a weapon
really
that I have.
those
Yeah, I got a rank 3 weapon or
if there's
something.
a Yemoja by his side,
Dagger of Frenzy.
very, very hard
Okay, so I start attacking really fast. That's
especially
handy.
as Baron. I'm really concerned here.
That's quite a
for
short
genetics
cooldown.
on this Baron
It
when
appears
comes
it
to the ultimate
possibly triggers my other cooldown.
Stuck in between the Riptides or even the Rivers of Youth could be a little bit scary for the local support, but we'll have to see how that goes going forward. So far, not too much pressure put on this side quite yet, but I expect to see some junglers rotating on over soon enough.
It's definitely a good call, especially if you look at the Amaterasu, who's been waiting on that speed buff for about 5 minutes. Just waiting for it to spawn to try to get some steal away for the side of Team Risk, and it works out, gets the perfect the yellow.
Perfect time.
Other side of the map, Variety still fighting it out with Benko on that blue, which, considering how this lane started out, the fact they can still nuzzle over it, pretty impressive. Got Spinnery hurt now. Variety taking a lot of damage. The Storm Call out, but the Soap execute works a bit better. Second kill for Smoke.
Yeah, it makes sense why we'd see Johnny go over to that side. Just a really good pick to be able to take down this Chalk nice and early. As we're talking about, Chalk does get the pressure, right? It's kind of this seesaw of, you know, early game, late game. Chalk's got that early game. Jingwei's got the late game. So we see Johnny over here putting the pressure on this early game god. Shut him down and then take care of the Jingwei a little bit later.
One thing I've been looking across too, and I go back to this morning, we saw 3 Sunders a couple of times, but it was, I don't think we saw any with both sides the heavy Sunder route. Both teams rocking 3, so when objectives come around, keep your eyes on it. But I always think it's really interesting. I'm curious how you feel about it too. The Sunders are one thing. You combine the Sunders with one team where they have significantly better objective secure from their characters, it can get interesting, but who knows, maybe that's the way. Variety, a lot of trouble. Like 3 over, that Kraken hit Casper the Friendly Ghost, not Variety, so Variety is going to be A-okay.
Yeah, it could have definitely been a little bit of the spectator lag there. You know, how we've seen some of those abilities show up. Everything's a work in progress here in Smite 2, and you know, we've been getting a lot of features in for this spectator, and we're hoping that we're really excited to show you some more going forward. But again, I do think that this Poseidon being so new is kind of a new thing for a lot of these players, right? They haven't touched Poseidon in a couple months at this point. Yeah. So now that they've gotten this character back into Smite 2 better than ever, it's going to be really important to see who's adapting to these characters going forward. I think it's going to be even more important going into the Vegas event. Who might get there first? Nice Sunder.
Hey, we won one.
Also,
I mean,
here for the ultimate.
Daz got the life of the party. Gets
presumably not terribly impressive.
Turn it around, anything up, will not find it, goes down.
Joust versus AI.
But it looks like Smokebreak still want the fight. They send Johnny forward. Good damage onto Genetics, who will go down. Credit goes to Banco. The Ragnarok grabs somebody too. It's Streak. The some time.
Sorry, Rose Twitch artist. I wouldn't be interested anyway. I'm just casually streaming.
3 for 2 so far. Make it a 3 for 3 at the end of all things. But I feel like Team Risk walks away looking a bit cleaner.
I tend to prefer the full screen look if I'm going for it.
6 minutes in, we've had a 5v5 on the left side of the map. Honestly, going completely even, more or less, in this trade. Still, like, the slightest itty-bitty lead here for Smokebreak, but
well
what I'm
then,
excited to see here is how we continue to push into some Gold Fury fights. I think,
ooh,
thankfully,
a badge.
no team got the real distinct
Bunny
advantage.
Sobek.
We're seeing a little bit of farm on the way
just
back.
like
For the
random,
most
then I
part,
take it.
For a little bit of advantage on Team Risk side,
Spend
considering they got it, you know, ahead of it just a
seconds in
smidge,
stealth grab.
I think in general, but again, Johnny just being active on this right side. We saw him come over twice already. This is the 3rd time, this time on that timer, and we know that because
Do I want to try a different god?
3 kills. That's how Mexican's been going crazy.
Good use of the Jotun's Revenge that way too.
Oh gosh.
Actually going around making the passes.
Let's show me them
more
new
value from
because it's the first time I've seen them in a
Speaking of
match.
items, though, I do have
Is
to
my
point out,
assumption.
for those who were on Smite Twitter, so
That's
far
cool, you can
this
practice
morning,
with each
Genetics
of them.
did tweet about PBM's build, rocking the Glad Shield in support, and he said, "I'm gonna bring it out." And PBM said, "Of course you are." And well, there it is, Glad Shield for Baron.
I might have another go as
First
Nemesis.
slot, rather.
Yeah, this is still really strong.
Pretty excited about that.
Glad Shield. No nerfs to this one in CA7 quite yet. You know, it did get adjusted in CA8, but what I'm excited about is seeing the Cersei's Hexstone first over for El Leon. It is such a fun item, right? Get to go pig mode, get to dash in, dash out, a little bit of safety, a little bit of damage, even if you're looking for it. Not a crazy amount by any means, but I just love the kind of plays that you can do with, you know, these relatively immobile characters.
Actually, I think there's like no point in watching this because I'm not actually watching it at all. So I'm going to go for. Oh, hang on. Let's pick Nemesis for one thing. Nah, let's not do that. Playlist. I'm pretty sure I had one ready, which should be all AI stuff and not trigger any problems. USS copy free. I can go full screen.
You may not see our armor, you may not see our shields, but we're on the battlefield where the unseen wars are real.
High ability damage, high basic attack damage. I'm gonna go for the high basic attack damage again.
A fighting force that the enemy never foresaw. And we march on.
Ooh, sundering. I'm gonna try the sundering art. I'll just like hide in here because I've got that mission for it, so why not?
By the blood of the Lamb we overcome. Battle-worn believers, we stand in awe. As soldiers in the army
Okay, yeah, let's not run through their tower. I can't remember what 3 does. It's like cone damage. Okay.
Shields held high, joined together. Swords drawn, press on. Soldiering on in reverence and awe. We march on, the army of Yah. The battlefield is not just here on earth. Still no weapon forged against us can never stand against the power of His love. You may not see our armor, you may not see our shields, but we're on the battlefield where the unseen wars are real. You may not see our armor, you may not see our shields. So we march on, the army of Yah.
Some better weapons at least.
His truth is marching.
Don't know what to do with eggs.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Neon haze, same old city, same old maze. Faces cold, lost in
That was kind of fun.
another
Chase them away!
other lie. They build the walls, they write the rules, stealing glass a world of fools. But I refuse to fade away. I was made to break these chains. They try to mold me, keep me blind, but I won't kneel, I won't rewind. Through the storm, I was forged and I was born. You think I'll break? Watch me stand. You say I'm weak, come take my hand. You think I'll run? I'll face the fight. You want me down? I touch the sky. I hear the whisper.
No, where are you running? Stop running forward. What? Lag.
I play to win.
Ah, drat.
Cost, but I broke chains, I stood tall. Never let them watch me fall. I wear my battle scars with pride. They can't kill what's still alive.
It's a health, shield, heal, reflect damage. Divine Judgment is... Okay, so it's a bit of an AoE, but not a huge one. We're pretty level on coins. Not that I have much of a clue of what's going on. Yeah.
I have found my home. Thank you, Jesus, the way is clear. Your sacrifice has brought
me. Can't believe I survived that.
Your middle tower is under attack.
We're gonna lose it as well.
You made your throne. No distance, no more fear. Through your spirit, you are here. No longer bound by the law. Your spirit shows me all you saw. I'm not alone in your presence. I have found the law. Your spirit shows me all you saw. The veil is torn. I'm not alone in your presence. I have found my home.
Come on, we gotta get their tower. We've got like no range though, have we? Dead. 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 Yay! More people to report. Well, I don't think I'll report the artist. I mean, it's kind of mostly spam, but at least it's not just buy viewers.
A heavenly congregation, an invincible army in the sky, armed with the word and the sword of El Shaddai. We're ready to ride. We're ready to ride. Riding on the wings of the wind with a mighty battle cry. He's coming down, wearing many crowns, lightning flashes across the sky. Returning as the King of Kings with fire in his eyes. Heaven's a world for all to see. He's riding back on clouds of glory. Every knee shall bow and every tongue confess. His truth and righteousness. We're ready to ride.
Thanatos hurts. Nemesis is not terrible. But then I've only played 2 characters, so maybe she is, I don't know. I definitely prefer having some range. Wow. That was kind of dumb. I shouldn't have run. I shouldn't have charged the Phoenix.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy Phoenix. Shut down.
I seek your face and I desire to walk in your ways. Grew up from me, make me who you created.
spree.
I seek your face. I'm coming for you. And I desire to walk in your ways. Oh, ancient of days.
Definitely chased her off, but she does not have as far to come back. Well, that's a long respawn now. Oh well.
Make me who you created me to be. Write your word upon my heart. Revive me, set me apart. Ruach, blow through me. Prayed up and prepare for battle. Worst nightmare, bringing down enemy strongholds with the power of prayer. Stand up, prayer warriors, you are on the front lines. Stand up, faith times. Stand up and never back down. Stand up and stand your ground. We're fighting not against flesh and blood, but against evil in the spiritual realm. With Messiah at the helm. Stand up, prayer warriors, you are on the front lines. Fighters, army of the end times. Stand up and never back down. Stand up and stand your ground. In covenant with the Most High, fighting by faith and not by sight. You know the battle has already been won because He gave His only begotten Son. Alert and on guard against every attack. We stand firm in faith against the enemy. Shalom, Prince of Peace is our Commander-in-Chief, leading us to victory. Stand up, prayer warriors, you are on the front line. Victory. Stand up, faith fighters, army of the end times. Stand up and never back down. Stand up and stand your ground.
Name's actually Kiwi, but when he goes squeaky, begging for something, he is all black. So I get a new currency.
Stand up, faith fighters, army of the end times.
Alrighty.
Never back down. Stand up and stand your ground.
I encounter someone new. Hua Molan. I just haven't actually looked at her yet.
Because you changed water into wine, I know you changed me too. Because you made the blind to see, I know you see me through. Because you walked on water, I know you walk with me. Because you delivered the captives, I know you set me free. Because you brought the dead.
That sounds fun.
I know you will bring me life anew. Because you gave your life for me, I will give my life for you. Because you gave a voice to the
I have to unlock her.
I know you give me the words to say. Because you healed the hurting, I know you will take my hurt away.
Who else
You are
am I interested in?
I know you will work a miracle in me.
I know I've seen Bacchus be handy.
I know you will hear my plea.
Who was the one that had the teleport? Was it Hermes?
I know you will bring me life anew.
I don't see a Hermes at all, so maybe not. Maybe he got removed.
Brought the dead back to life. I know you will bring me life anew. Because you gave your life for me, I will give my
I know Poseidon's strong.
Because you conquered death and the grave. When you roll away the stone, I know you will return safe.
Alright, so yeah, the clock thing is indeed free rotation.
Because you cleanse the leper, I know you will make me whole. Because you calm the raging storm, I know you will bring peace to my soul. Because you brought the dead back to life, I know you will bring me life anew. Because you gave your life for me, I will give my life for you.
So there's no Ratatoskr and there's no Hermes.
I know you will bring me life anew. Because you gave your life for me, I will give
Aladdin.
my life for you.
Don't remember Aladdin at all.
The enemy is angry, out to destroy and devour. We're the final generation, and this is our finest hour. Earth is a battlefield, and we're soldiers of the light. Against the forces of darkness, we shall not lose this fight. So put on your full armor, pick up your sword and shield. Though we are outnumbered, we must never yield. Shoulder to shoulder with the Son of Man. Some in the fiery furnace, some in the lion's den. Though we pass through the waters,
Profile
He will be
loadout.
with us, and we'll
I have a badge.
through the fire.
I don't like the badge. I'm not going to equip the badge.
Earth is the battlefield, and
I do not want to be a dinosaur. I think it's Sobek.
come, oh God, is our cry. It's not by might, but His Spirit in me and you. So
Wait,
we
okay, so
come
this is...
to battle.
But I didn't play during the closed alpha. How have I managed to get that?
Earth is a battlefield, and we're in the war zone. But we don't fear, 'cause we don't fight alone. We're in the fight of our lives, for the kingdom within. tribes. If not now, then when? Shoulder to shoulder with the Son of Man. Some in the fiery furnace, some in the lion's den. Though we pass through the waters, He will be with us. And when we pass through the fire, we shall not be burned. Earth is the battlefield, and we're prepared for the fight. The fight of the ages. We come
okay.
Is our cry. It's not by might, but His Spirit in me and you. So we heed the call to battle. If not us, then who? Earth is the battlefield, and we're prepared for the fight. The fight of the ages. Nikamoka is a cry. It's not by might, but His Spirit in me.
Oh, that's a Nemesis skin. Okay. I'm assuming these are all going to be tails. I'm not into. I mean, okay, he can have a tail. That's not a tail, those are wings.
Get thee behind us, Hasatan, servants of old.